This demonstration shows you how you can use supplier warranty claims and entitlements to enhance your business. We will first give a demonstration overview. First, we will review the solution components. We will review asset warranty contracts and their base coverages. We will then go look at several work orders to discuss the warranty repair flag. We'll discuss transaction coding during work order execution. Then we'll show how claims and entitlements are created using a scheduled process. And then finally, we'll look at warranty claims and entitlement pages to see for those warranty repair enabled work orders, how the claims and entitlements are created and viewed and edited using the new pages. So as part of this demonstration, we'll talk about how we create entitlements and claims. We'll go search for that warranty claim. We'll view and edit it, and we'll even create a new warranty claim. We will begin our demonstration on the maintenance management landing page by going and reviewing warranty contracts and their base coverages for several assets here in this demonstration. So we'll start by going to the warranty contracts page, and we're going to search for several assets. We'll begin with one example. We have a parent asset that actually has then a child asset in a physical hierarchy. We can see that the parent has a contract, and the child actually has 3 separate contracts. Later in the demo, we'll come back and review a work order for these assets. Additionally, we have another asset here, asset 101, that has 2 contracts. Let's view those contracts. The first contract, 141, is based on a coverage that covers duration, and it also includes repair transaction coding. Repair transaction coding is an optional setup available in the coverage, and if defined, we can see it on step 6 here, that the particular code 300, 400, 500 is enabled in this coverage. Since this contract contains a coverage that has repair coding, we can use that to help validate warranty claim and entitlements during the execution process. We'll now go and review the second contract. The second contract for this asset uses a different base coverage. In this case, this one also has duration, but it has a separate coding. Let's go look at step 5. We can see that it uses a different repair transaction code. While these codes are optional, they can help describe which types of electrical mechanical systems are covered under the warranty. And we can show that in execution, how the individual operations would either be covered by warranty or not by using repair code validations. And finally, we'll go to our last asset. Our last asset we can search for, and we can see that we have a just single contract for this particular asset. And we see that the base coverage involves duration. And when we go to check repair transaction codes, we see that none are defined. That means that this particular coverage, and therefore this asset contract, does not take into consideration repair transaction codes. Therefore, when we get to work order execution, we would expect that even if coding is used in the work orders and operations and their transactions, we won't be validating repair transaction coding. So therefore, this is simply an asset that's covered under warranty, but it won't involve any kind of repair transaction coding validations. We will now go and review work orders for these 3 types of assets that we've described here in the warranty contracts and show how warranty repair is considered, and as well as repair transaction coding in the execution process. We will now review work orders that have been created for the assets that both had supplier warranty contracts with and without repair coding, and we'll also review for work order for an asset that is not under supplier warranty. In our first example, we'll go and look at this work order 227. This particular work order was for the asset 500, which is actually a child asset in a physical hierarchy with the asset 500, which was the parent asset. If we go to the supplier warranty tab, we can see all 4 of the contracts and their reference coverages that we reviewed over in the warranty contracts UI. So as we mentioned, there's a parent asset, and then this asset 500 is a child asset. However, we will take into consideration all of the warranty coverages for these individual contracts. that are across all the assets that are active in the physical hierarchy, because the warranty could apply to any of these different levels within the hierarchy. And as we reviewed some of these warranty coverage, we saw that some of these contracts base coverages had coding and some of them did not. So when we go through back to the general information tab, we'll see, first of all, that for this particular work order, it was of course flagged as a warranty repair because there was an active warranty contract. And we also found the presence of repair coding, so therefore the match transactions code is also defaulted. As a user, you could decide to uncheck either of these flags. To begin with, if you happen to know that you didn't want to use coding during the validations for claims and entitlements, you could uncheck this flag. You could also uncheck this if you felt this was not a warranty repair. In general, we would like to rely on the coding and the validations in a new schedule process to evaluate this work order and determine if claims or entitlements are warranted based on, in this case, based on repair code matching. However, in this example, we're going to leave it as is if there's a warranty repair, and then we're going to review it over examples of this type of work order over the warranty claims UI later in the process. We're now going to review another work order. This particular work order was for our asset warranty 1, or 101, and we're going to go drill into the work order details. And this work order has already been completed. It's a companion example where it was a warranty repair that had transaction coding. And when we reviewed the warranty contracts, we saw that there was 2 different contracts, and each of these contracts had coding, but they had a different code. One of them had 200, 300, 400. The other one had 300, 400, 500. So therefore, that coding was taken into consideration to find out if any of the operation transactions had a matching code to the source coverage within the warranty contract. And if so, we would consider them for warranty claims and entitlements purposes. Let's review the operations. The first operation was default coded from the standard operation, and it had a matching repair transaction code to one of our contracts. Therefore, its resources also inherited the same coding as well. So therefore, when the work order operation is executed, this repair transaction coding will persist to those resource transactions. Additionally, within the items, we can also see that there's matching coding as well. So for all the resources and materials for this operation sequence 10, we can see that those have repair coding that will match up to an active warranty contract. Additionally, this operation is a standard operation that has a standard repair labor rate as well. So we'll also see how this operation will be considered as part of a standard repair as part of the claims and entitlements process. If we then look at the second operation, we can see this was a manually created operation, and we've gone in and manually added in repair transaction coding. And we can see that this repair transaction coding does not match one of our 2 contracts for this asset. This coding is for additional work that's being created and added to this work order. And this repair coding, of course, reflects the type of work that's being accomplished. However, it will not be covered under warranty. In this particular example, both at the operation level, at the item level, and the resource level, since code matching is enforced if coding was not included or defined, or if it's defined as values that do not match a contract, then these operations and their resulting transactions will not be flagged for warranty claims and entitlements. And if a claim is created, they will be excluded from the claim as not being covered. And we'll cover that when we review the claims. We will now review one final work order that has transaction coding. For this particular work order, we saw that the asset only had one particular contract. And for this particular contract, we also had repair coding as well. And this one used a different standard operation. And we can see that this one did not have any coding defined at the standard operation level. Therefore, back on the General Information tab, we can see that it was flagged as a warranty repair. However, it did not include transaction coding, so therefore the match transaction code flag was not enforced or available to even use because the warranty contracts did not include coding. So this is a common example where if you do not use repair transaction coding, or if this type of asset does not leverage repair transaction codings in its base coverages for warranty contracts, then we will not need to consider these within the execution process of the work order, nor in the claims and entitlements process. Instead, a simple check will be, is this asset under warranty? In this case, it was flagged as a warranty repair, yes. And based on the earliest expiring warranty contract, if there was more than one warranty contract, would be considered as the warranty contract that could be used for warranty claims for this particular work order. In our example, since there is only the one warranty contract and it's active, we can consider this to be a warranty applicable repair, and all of the transactions for all of the operations, material and resources would be considered as part of the warranty claim. And we'll review one more work order, and this one's not under warranty. So therefore, the asset itself, if we scroll to the right, we'll see that the warranty flag is not enabled, meaning this asset or any of its related assets are not covered under warranty. We will see that supplier warranty, on the supplier warranty tab, there's no active contracts. And we'll see back in the general information tab that the match transactions code flag is disabled, and the warranty repair flag is disabled by default. I could manually check this flag as warranty repair. However, a claim still would not be created because there isn't an active warranty contract. So for each of these different work order examples, for different assets with different levels of supplier warranty, some with coding, some without coding, they will all be executed as part of the maintenance technician dispatch list process. And during that execution, we will expect any coding that was defined at the operation, item, and resource levels to persist to the transactions that are recorded during operation completion. Before we go and talk about the warranty claims and entitlements that are created from work orders that have been executed, we wanted to review one key point that we mentioned as part of the work order and operation review, and that's the use of standard repairs. As you know, standard operations can be defined and then referenced in a work definition, or they can be manually used to create operations in a work order. Those standard operations can optionally have repair coding defined, and they can also optionally have a standard repair labor rate and standard repair time defined. Let's explain this a little further here by navigating to two additional task flows: manage standard repair times and manage labor reimbursement rates. So as we showed in one of the work orders, the operations could be used based off of a standard operation, or they could be a manually defined operation. In this example here, we have for a particular provider, they have provided a standard labor rate for reimbursement for the accomplishment of this standard operation of a value of 3.8 hours. These are common in some industries where the actual warranty providers will define a standard repair rate that will be used in lieu of the actual repair resource transactions that you may occur when performing this repair. In this case, they're going to reimburse 3.8 hours of labor resource time, regardless of your actual resource time that's captured on the work order. So for this particular supplier, as well as this particular supplier, they've both provided active standard repair times based on different standard operations. And the same standard operation can also be defined across different providers if they provide this similar type of functionality of a standard rate. In addition to the standard repair times for these same warranty providers, they'll need to provide a labor reimbursement rate. So in this case, the ABC Telecommunications is paying a rate of $78.97 an hour, where General Technologies is paying $78.91 an hour. So these two values are very important because these are used in conjunction with the standard repair times during the claims and entitlements process to ensure that you're reimbursed for the repair of that particular asset if it is covered under a matching warranty contract that's based on these warranty providers. We'll see this a little more clear in the warranty claims process. Once you've completed work order operations and you have warranty repair in flagged work orders, and you have completed material and resource transactions, you will want to create supplier warranty claims and entitlements. This is accomplished by running the schedule process, generate supplier warranty entitlements. This particular process is generated for an organization and a time frame. So one of the combinations that we recommend is to set up this schedule process to run on a basis that matches your business cadence, such as daily or weekly. And it's also important that this process is run after work order costing has been completed. In this particular example, you could see that we would select an organization, and we want to use an operation completion date range that will help ensure that this process is run to capture work order completions on a timely basis, and we don't have any gaps when we run the process. You can also optionally run this process to include incomplete work orders. However, that option is not as useful if you haven't run costing. It's important to always run costing first and complete your work orders to gain a full picture of your warranty terms and your warranty entitlements for particular work orders. Once your warranty entitlements process is run, you may wish to check the attachments. In these attachments, you will see a log of the activity that's happened as a result of the program. An example is shown here, where we can see that the output log shows that for this particular work order, we have created the accompanying entitlements based on one of our examples that we've shown. In this case, we have created entitlements for operations that are standard repairs, which we gave in our example of the standard repairs and labor rates. We can see that entitlement was created for equipment resources, labor resources, and materials. Now, not all of these particular entitlements will be included in the claim based on code matching, based on standard repairs, or based on the availability of active warranty contracts. So we'll review that further when we go to the warranty claims in our next demonstration. But for now, it's important to know that you can run the schedule process here, review the output logs, but more importantly, you can ensure that work order transactions are moved over from production to costing, that inventory transactions are moved to costing, and that cost distributions processes are run over in cost accounting, and those will be helpful prior to creating warranty claims, and that's a best practice that we recommend. Now that the schedule process has created warranty claims and entitlements for our example work orders, we can now go to the Manage Claims page, and we can search for these particular claims. One of the searches can be performed by the work order number. So in this case, this was the work order that we identified as being updated and created by the ESS program. One of the things we can see is, of course, is a claim number where we can navigate into the claim details. We see its work order. We can also navigate into work order details. By clicking on this hyperlink, it'll actually navigate us to the work order details, where we could review different pieces to find out if this is any questions about its warranty applicability. We can click cancel and we can return. We can also scroll to the right and we can see some additional details. The warranty provider was associated by an open contract where we found code matching, and we'll see some more of that within the claim details. We also have a claim status. Originally, this claim was created as a pending review status. However, I went and used the quick update, and I actually assigned it a different claim status. And these statuses could be the out-of-the-box statuses, as well as user-defined additional statuses. I can change the submit by date. I can select a different claim type. This is also a user-defined lookup. And I could assign it to a different person if I'm assigning these to people within my warranty department. Additionally, I can see the asset, and I can actually navigate to the asset details, and I can see my work order total. Let's drill into the claim. For this particular claim, we'll start at the Check Your Claim Overview page, and I can see that I've got a claim that's $1,555, and that 3 entitlements have been created for or have been associated for reimbursement. I can also see that my total work order cost was actually $4,000. That tells me that some of my entitlements, in other words, some of my work order transactions and costs, were not deemed as valid for this particular claim and were not associated as entitlements in the claim. So we'll go and review those on step 3, include entitlements. So here on the include entitlements page, I'll see that all of the operations from, in this case 3 operations, from operation 10, their entitlement transactions were deemed as reimbursable for warranty. If I scroll to the right, I can see that a warranty contract was found that had matching coding to my transactions. And we remember earlier we showed that that particular contract had the transaction codes of 200, 300, 400, which were also recorded as part of the resource and material transactions. And each of these entitlements have also been costed as part of work order costing and reflect the appropriate costs that were incurred during the work order execution. Now, you also see that the first row here, the first entitlement, is for the standard repair. In this case, we went back to our example of the standard repair setups by warranty provider. And as part of the warranty claims and entitlements process, we were able to identify that a standard repair occurred in the work order and that it was covered under warranty and that it should be included as an entitlement. We can also see, if we drill into the edit button here, we can see the details for this particular entitlement that was for the standard repair. One of the things we'll see is we'll see our standard repair amount of 3.8 hours, and our unit cost, which was our labor rate cost for that provider of $78.97, and we can see that those come in as entitlement costs. And we do allow you to further edit those here in the reimbursements region, but since this was a standard repair, that's probably something you would need to do. However, we do provide the capability to go in and edit those. We can also click on the excluded link, and we can see entitlements that were created, but however, they were excluded based on the validations from this claim. The first one was of course the resource charge for Operation 10, since the standard repair took precedence. So we had an hour of labor at $67.89, which was based on a standard labor cost. And even though it was coded and found an appropriate match, it was excluded because, as we mentioned, that standard repair takes precedence. We then also have those charges from that manual operation, which was Operation 20. We had an equipment charge, 2 resource charges, and a material issue. Each of those also had costs. However, remember that coding that we manually entered in for that operation didn't match any of our warranty contracts. So therefore, it did create an entitlement. However, it excluded them from the claim. And if we went to our 4th tab, here, step 4, we can see a summary of all of our entitlements by type. So we had some material, and we had the allowed labor, which was that standard repair. If we go back to the included entitlements tab, we can go in and we can actually choose to include some of these charges. So basically, we can include an excluded entitlement. We can go here, for instance, to this resource charge, and we can click the include button. And this will now associate it with the claim. If I go now to the included list, I can see that resource charge for $236.97 was added to the claim. And if I go to step 4 again, I can now see an updated claim total with an included labor amount. So part of the triage process is to first validate that the warranty contract validation occurred correctly as part of the schedule process. We do then provide the ability to include or exclude entitlements here in step 3 of this guided process. And finally, we also allow you to go in and update claim header attributes. So that's here in step 2. We can go in and change the start and submit by dates, the claim type, claim status, who's it's assigned to. And then later, once you've completed the claims process with the warranty provider, you could choose to update the claim reference, resolution date, manually defined reimbursement type, and then the final reimbursement amount as well. Those are optional updates you can make at the claim header as well. So from the main process really here is to go and review the claim, review its entitlements, determine if any entitlements are included or excluded. And finally, you can actually add a manual entitlement as well. So previous to this, we always showed these entitlements as being those which were costs or standard repairs that came from the work order. However, you may have some miscellaneous costs that you've incurred that are not included in the work order. In those cases, you can manually create an entitlement. You can use any of the different types that are available, including other, which is just a generic entitlement type. You can go in, you can do coding. You can add a quantity. So in this case, maybe we had a forklift rental, and we want to go in and select its reimbursement. We want to select its currency. And maybe we had a $2,000 forklift rental. And we can now submit, and this will create a new entitlement, and it will add it to the claim. And you can see that there's no operation reference because this was just a manually added entitlement. We can then go to our claim amounts and see that our claim has jumped up quite a bit in value due to this other type of entitlement that was added. And then as one final piece is through your negotiation with the vendors, you may need to make some small adjustments. You may need to add on some additional non-entitlement based adjustments that were a result of negotiations with your warranty provider. So you could go in, for instance, and add a $100 positive adjustment and adjust the claim as well. So for this particular example, we've seen all the different things you can do for this warranty claim. We're also going to go view another work order that was part of our demonstration set. This particular one hasn't been reviewed yet. It's just been created. It's sitting in a pending review status. And this is just a good example of where all of the entitlements from the work order, so our work order claim amount and our work order cost both match. That means all of the entitlements were included. They passed all the validations, and all of them are included in our claim. And if we look here, we can see that we had warranty contracts, but we didn't have any transaction coding. This particular example was for, and in case you don't use transaction coding, or none of the contracts that were for this particular asset included transaction coding in their base coverage definitions of the warranty contract. So this is just a good example to show that you can still use warranty without having repair coding, and we're able to create claims and entitlements. And finally, we'll show another one here. We can see for this one that no results were returned. This was for a work order that did not have warranty, so therefore when we completed it, it did not create a warranty claim. So we hope this demonstration of the warranty claims and entitlements process, all the way from the contracts, the coverages, repair coding, not using repair coding, labor rates, standard repair rates, all of these types of optional setups, how they can then come into play within work order execution. And then using our schedule process, we can validate those warranty repair flagged work orders to see if warranty claims and entitlements should be created. And if so, then you can come in here to the warranty claims page. You can make the necessary edits, and then you can submit these claims to your warranty providers.